Hi, welcome to today's video. My name is Paul. So this week I had a chance to do a bit of watercolor landscape painting. But if you've read the title to the video, you've probably guessed that this is not really a demo style video. So I'm not going to be talking through the painting itself, what I'm doing or why I'm doing it or the materials I'm using. Instead, the video is just something to watch in the background. Near the end of the video, I will take a minute or two just to talk about the final painting, whether or not I was happy with it, some of the things I tried. But as I say, the video itself, it's not a demo style video. Instead, I wanted to talk about something that's kind of important to me, but I never really mentioned it in this channel because I didn't see any connection with the topic and art or being an artist. So I just didn't think that a video on the topic would really fit in with this channel. The topic is being an introvert. And the reason I say it's not important is in the sense that I don't think being an introvert or being an extrovert has any pros or cons in terms of our ability to actually make art. I just don't think that, I think if you're an introvert or an extrovert, that's not going to have a positive or negative effect on your ability to make art. But then about a week ago, maybe 10 days ago, I was watching a video about a guy, he's a professional artist. I can't remember his name. I'm really bad with names. But anyway, it was just an interview, usual sort of thing. What was it like being an artist? Can you tell us about some things, etc., etc.? And one of the questions was something like, is there anything that you regret about becoming an artist? Or were there any really difficult things about becoming an artist? And his answer surprised me completely. I was expecting maybe, difficulties. Well, maybe in the early days, financial problems, that type of thing. That's a pretty standard sort of response from artists. A lot of artists do struggle financially. So I was expecting something like that, but his answer took me by surprise. And maybe it took me by surprise because I'm just looking at it through my own sort of personality as an introvert, and somebody who's quite a strong introvert, if you like, if that's the right way of putting it. But his answer was he really struggled with isolation and feelings of loneliness. And I say it surprises me because it's an aspect of being an artist that is perfect for me, that is amazing and fantastic, and is the reason why I love trying to do this. Even with all of the financial struggles and things, it's still something that is really amazing to me, is this freedom. This isolation gives me the freedom to be creative. If I try and explain that, and it may be difficult to understand if you're an extrovert, in the same way it's difficult for me to understand the extrovert's point of view. I used to work in the corporate world, and I really struggled with it. For example, I couldn't understand the constant meetings and the need for constant meeting. Every day there was meetings about, sometimes meetings about meetings. It was something that caused me a lot of anxiety and really difficult to deal with. I sort of knew what I was doing. I knew what I had to do. And it was a case of just leave me alone and let me do my work. Why do I have to keep interrupting the work for these irrelevant meetings? Or at least I thought they were irrelevant. So for me, escaping all of that was fantastic and amazing. And now I'm in a position where it's me, just me. I decide what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it, and I'm the one who tries to make it happen, to turn some ideas into reality. But I guess the thing that I'm doing, for example, trying to do some writing and trying to make some art, these are not team sports. They're not team activities. It's not the type, you don't usually write a book as part of a team or create a painting as part of a team. it's a by yourself type of activity. So I can understand if you're an extrovert and you need that interaction, and that's how you recharge your batteries, that's how you sort of fire up your creativity. It could be quite difficult. And as I say, this guy in the interview, he says it was the biggest difficulty that he had over the years. So I guess if there's any point in this video, it's maybe just to say that, you know, if you are an extrovert and you're thinking of maybe quitting your job and becoming a professional artist or a professional writer or something like that, it is maybe something that you need to think about. How will you deal with that isolation? As I say, for me as an introvert, it's perfect. It's exactly what I want. But maybe as an extrovert, it's going to be more of a challenge for you. So anyway, that was just, I guess, the one takeaway from the video. In terms of this painting, I do like the final result, especially the foreground. I like the sort of abstract nature of what's going on in the foreground. I tried to add in some distant hills, and I tried to use a bit of aerial perspective. So I painted the distant hills in blue, and the value of those hills is very close to the value of the sky. I'm not sure that it works really, but as an idea, I think, at least in theory, it's a good idea and it could work and it could help to create that feeling of depth. It's just the execution of it in this painting didn't really work for me. But it's something I'll try again and experiment with. But overall, as I say, I was happy with the final painting. Okay, well, as usual, if you made it this far in the video, thank you for watching, thank you for sticking with me, and hopefully see you in next week's video.